I get stressed, but I also get stressed because I love it, I think, and I want to perform my best and show my best. But the comp is a set date, you have to be ready for it. So I think it helps me to be committed to every training. Half the task of competing is the mental side of it. It's really hard to get into the right headspace, and it really can impact your climbing. Hi, I'm Emma Edwards. I'm a 20-year-old climber from south of Manchester, and I'm here to talk about how I started climbing and my first year on the senior comp scene.
When did you start climbing?
I started climbing when I was 10. I think my first time climbing was actually in Font, which is quite cool. And then I think about 6 months later, I started with the kids clubs in the UK, and I just really enjoyed it and carried on. My parents just always liked going to France, and it's just a really nice place to be. There's lots to do, and they obviously didn't climb seriously, but still really enjoyed outdoor bouldering.
What is it you enjoyed about climbing at first?
I think it's always so different, and it's always another problem to solve, and it's just so interesting, challenging yourself and then not being able to do something and changing a small thing, and suddenly it's oh my gosh, I can do it. And yeah.
Would you say you're more of a boulderer or a sport climber?
I'm definitely more of a boulderer now. I used to do both, I used to compete both, but now I only compete boulder. I think I really like lead climbing, but I don't enjoy competing it that much, and my heart's in bouldering, and I really love bouldering. In bouldering, for me anyway, I can get quite nervous, and I think you have more opportunity to show your best and really push yourself with moves. And for me in lead, I always just felt so nervous, and it was just, I found it hard to compete.
Does mindset and things like that play quite a lot into your experience of the comp scene?
Yeah, definitely. I think half the task of competing is the mental side of it. It's really hard to get into the right headspace, and it really can impact your climbing.
When did climbing become more than a hobby for you?
I think when I was about 13 or 14. I've always done a lot of clubs in school. I've been interested in a lot of things, but I think I just loved climbing so much that I kind of gave up the other things so I could focus on my training more. It was hard in the way that I had a lot of friends in these clubs, and I loved seeing them, but I think in terms of all I wanted to do was go climbing, so it wasn't hard in that aspect. Obviously I miss doing some of the other things, but I'd still rather be climbing, so it wasn't too hard.
When did you first get on the GB squad?
I first got on in 2022 when I was turning 17, I think. Yeah, I was really happy to make the team. I competed in the national trials in 2019, but then we had COVID and lockdown, all of that. So to be on the team meant a lot to me, and I was really excited to do internationals. Yeah, I think it pushed me to train harder in trainings, and I wanted to be the best climber I could be, to show it internationally, I guess.
Has it changed your relationship with climbing at all?
Being on the GB team? I think a bit. I think it's hard sometimes because I love climbing so much, but obviously in winter training when I'm climbing 6 days a week and my skin is bad, there's days where I really don't want to go climbing, and sometimes it's hard to separate the climbing and the training. I know I still love climbing, it's just on that day I'm really not feeling good, but I don't know, I guess I still just climb.
How do you feel your first senior season is going so far?
I think it's going pretty well. I started off with my first World Cup in Cachao in China, where I came 35th. So I missed semis, but I think it was a really good experience and I learned a lot from it. And then a couple of weeks later I did the European Cup in Brussels and I won, which was really cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I think it gave me a lot of confidence, which is what I needed after Cachao, I think. And then recently I went to Salt Lake City to compete in the World Cup, and I came 10th, which was kind of crazy. I didn't expect to do that well. And it was just really cool to climb with confidence and give my all on every climb, I think. a lot of it is just so new for me that like every comp I can take away a lot of things and learn from it and hopefully improve it in the next comp or like next year, and it's just a really good experience.
How are you finding managing the comp season?
I think it's going okay. It's quite busy, but I think I enjoy the fact that there's so many comps because it's really fun. I think it's hard to know like when to rest and when to climb and when to like train. It's quite hard to manage that, but I think as it's going on, I'm like learning more about how my body feels with everything and like listening to my body.
How did it feel to win gold so early in the season?
It felt really good, to be fair. I think in Brussels, I just had such a good time in finals and the crowd was like crazy, the music was so good, and like winning was like the cherry on top, like, I don't know, to get like the nice ending. And I think it gave me a lot of confidence because I think I struggled with that after Cachao because I don't think I climbed with enough confidence and like I don't think I showed my best there. I think the mindset I had in finals in Brussels was just like I think because the semis was quite hard for me, I was just so happy to be in finals that once I was there, like walking out in observation, like seeing the crowd, it just made me so happy that I could kind of forget about like pressure and all that and just like climb to top the boulders rather than climb to avoid falling. I just felt like, I don't know, I was just having so much fun on like every climb and like the climbs were so fun, like all the dynos, it was great. I think I struggle with confidence, but I think Brussels has really helped and hopefully I can translate it to the World Cups, we'll see.
What are some of your goals for the season?
I think one of my main goals would be to attend World Champs in South Korea. I think that would be incredible to experience that. And then in terms of the World Cups, hopefully just climb as well as I can and hopefully make some more semis, we'll see. So currently with our selection policy, we have to make 2 semi-finals and I've made 1, so fingers crossed I can make another. I've got 3 more opportunities, but like all the World Cups are so stacked, so like I'll have to try really hard and it's going to be really hard, but I think that's like a good thing. Yeah, I would say if I make World Champs, that would definitely be the most important comp for me this season and I would train really hard to peak for that comp. I think World Champs is so special because it only comes around once every 2 years and I just think everybody is there. It's like the most stacked comp there is. And it being like a championships is just like such a major event. To qualify for World Champs would mean a lot to me because like growing up I've obviously watched like all the World Championships and to like be on that stage like myself would just be crazy, and I think if I were to be able to perform there, like that would mean a lot to me as well and it would be really cool.
Okay. If you could go back a year and give yourself some advice for your first comp season, what would you say? I
would say be confident and believe in yourself because I think it's really kind of scary going to World Cups, but it's also really cool and it's important to believe in yourself. I think there's a lot of things I've learned this season so far, but I think one of the major things would to be like don't put too much pressure on it, try to enjoy it and have confidence in myself for sure.